Hey guys, welcome to Motoroids. My name is Amit, and today we have the privilege of having Mr. Vikram Pawah with us, who is the president and CEO at BMW Motors India. And today we are here at the launch of this really beautiful machine, the M4 CS. But not just that, we also here have the privilege of seeing the launch of Mumbai's first Retail Next showroom. So let's start off by understanding what this Retail Next showroom is all about and how it's differentiated from the dealerships that you have as of now.
I think let me use the CS, the M4 CS that you just mentioned, right? That's the first CS we're launching in the country, okay? And M is absolutely an iconic brand.
Right.
You know that, right? And that's what defined BMW. Similarly, this Retail Next is an attempt to change the game in the automotive retail experience space. So that's what it's aimed at, because what we see is that the way people are appreciating these sports cars these days, they also want to have a lot more immersive experience. They want to have a lot more flowing experiences and be able to connect with the brand in a different way. Based on that research, what we realized was that we need to change the way we interact with our customers in our space. So we need to think about the customer first and then the interaction. Okay? So what do we mean by that? We create a space where every interaction with the customer will take place under one roof. Okay? Be it sales for our product of BMW Mini or Motoroid, let it be any service need, any used car purchase or sale that the customer wants to do, or they just want to come and buy some lifestyle product.
Right.
Everything they can do in one environment. But it's not just about just one, roof concept. It's beyond that. It's about how do we make it immersive for you? How do you make it memorable for you? And the example I always use is that, at least when I was growing up, and I'm sure a lot of people watch for that as well, that you wanted your cars in your lounge. And maybe that's why we bought all these scale models, right?
You want to be around cars.
You want to be around cars, that's the passion. That's what a driver's passion is all about. So we said, okay, let's do that.
Right.
Okay, let's bring the car to your lounge. So you're sitting here right now. That's your lounge. That's a nice telly there. You can sit
See
next.
menu of beverages here as well.
Yeah, you can order a coffee here. So you're sitting absolutely in your lounge or in a cafe and enjoying the product that you
It's
like.
a more relaxed environment.
It's a relaxed environment. It's an immersive environment. It's a phygital environment, so you can interact with the digital elements here, configure your car, change the specs, look at all the things that you need to, and do all the interactions here, because that's what you did online maybe yesterday, and you can just continue the journey here. So it's like giving a customer a little bit more feeling about it's more than just a showroom.
Right.
It's more than just a facility. It's more like a place where I can come and immerse with the brand. And we don't stop again there. We even go beyond this. We say, okay, how do we make it more relevant for the society? Right? So every Retail Next facility that we'll have will have a unique component to it, okay, which will be relevant to that city.
Okay.
And the one in Mumbai that you see, the first one in Mumbai, has the landmarks of Mumbai in a mural on the dealership fascia itself. So I hope you could take that shot and show it to the viewers as well, is that how the depiction of the various landmarks of Mumbai have been depicted on the dealership. It makes you feel your home. Right. So these little small things is based on how the society is changing, how the customer is changing, and how can we give them value. That's it.
Understood. Yeah. That's fantastic, because generally what happens is when you're going for a car purchase, you get overwhelmed by the very corporate or very official kind of environment around you. So it's very understandable.
Yeah, it's not black and white.
Right.
It's more earthy, it's more welcoming, so it is approachable.
Very
Absolutely.
well.
Yeah.
Now the other thing is that I also heard you talking about the fantastic sales numbers during this quarter. Can you just give me the highlights of
Sure.
what the sales numbers for this quarter have been, and what the customers need to know about BMW's progress?
So I think BMW has been, if you look at it quarter by quarter, year by year, we've been actually growing now, right? For the last 3 years, every year we've been growing, every quarter we've been growing, and I'm really happy that the first 9 months of this year, even after having a record first half, we are again finishing with record deliveries in the first 9 months of this year. So we've sold over 10,500 cars between our brands BMW and Mini, growing by 10%, solid 10%, which is good. Again, double digit as we promised. But more importantly, with the BMW brand, which has been launching so many new products, we've got great product offensive there. We've grown by 12%, so even higher. So that clearly shows that our strategy about great products, great retail experience, a customer experience, great customer engagement. If you remember the Joyton in Mumbai, right, was a highlight event of the country at that point in time. So those kind of things are absolutely giving us results, and that is shown in our growth figures. And I'm sure we're growing faster than the entire industry. We're going faster than the premium segment as well.
About the customer behavior, what are the key things that you see as customer behavior changes in India in the past couple of years, and how is BMW dealing with those customer behavior changes?
So quite a few elements. I mean, you remember India is a very young country, right? So the behavioral patterns in India are much different than the rest of the world. What we can see is at least three key trends. One, people want premium car much earlier in their life. That's one. That's a very clear trend, right? The second trend, what's happening is clearly that there is a digital piece of the customer journey and there's a physical piece of the customer journey, and there's a switch in between that which happens seamlessly for a customer. Okay? And the third one is that as Indian customers, they want to adapt to newer technologies, right? And they're looking at what's relevant for me based on my usage condition in India, and not think about, that's the worldwide trend, I need to follow that. No.
Right.
They're able to clearly differentiate between what's relevant for me, what is my use case, and I adopt to that. So if I look at all these three trends and how we're adapting to it, the first one is that they want to adapt to premium much faster in their life. So what we do is we come up with great finance programs, right, which give them the flexibility to be able to get to a premium without burning a hole in their wallet, let's put it that way. So for example, right now during this festive season, if you want to buy a premium car, you can actually get it at 49,999 EMI, with a reduced interest rate, with the assured buyback value as well, so that you actually know what your outflow is for the next 3 to 5 years. So it's not a surprise for you there, right? So that's one way of achieving that. Reaching out to more and more touch points is the second point of, how do we ensure that, especially in the, the tier 2 or tier 3 towns where the demand is increasing as well, how do we make that happen? So we'll increase our touch points from 80, what they are today, to 90 by 2026. So there'll be 10 more touch points across the country. So that's a piece of how do we make it easier for people to get to premium first. Second part we spoke about is that you're looking at about adapting to technologies that are relevant to you, right? So when I look at that part, you're talking about, let's say, EVs, okay? Now, of course, EVs across the world is a different phenomena. EV in India is a different phenomena. Normally, people would say in India, EV is not actually the right choice. But actually, the Indian consumer is telling the other way around. They're saying, actually, EV is the right choice for India because usage is not for long distance, right? And that's what we've seen. We've seen it with, be it iX, which has been our highest selling EV till now, with 1,000 deliveries that we have done. We have sold over 500 i7s now, okay? Overall EVs, we have sold 2,500 in the country. And what the customers are telling us that I need to charge only once a week, maximum, right?
Because
I drive it
within the city.
Mostly our usage is like that. I mean, let's be practical about it. I mean, of course, I'm not saying that every customer is an EV customer. I always say that they'll coexist, right? And that's what is happening. They'll absolutely coexist, and that's what we'll do. And this is, for me, is the difference in India, that they're not just following a trend. They're actually choosing what's right for them, and that's a great thing. So overall, if you look at the Indian society, it's evolving in a very fast pace. And that gives me the confidence that I think we got the right strategy there, that we're actually able to understand the customer. And the more and more we understand with them, the better the relationship will be in the end. Yeah.
One last question. The mix of SUVs, sedans, and EVs, how do you see it changing over the next couple of years? Like, obviously you have some data, you have studies.
Yes, we do.
And talking specifically about EVs, how are you making life easier for your customers by eliminating range anxiety and making it easier to adopt?
Okay, let's talk about the body format first, SUV versus sedans, right? So yes, the SUV has grown over the years in terms of popularity, no doubt about it. But when I talk about BMW, we still have a very good mix between the two.
Right.
So right now, if I look at it this year itself, again back to back, last year was very similar. 55% is SUVs, not SUVs. I call it activity, because they're not utility. You're not putting a toolbox behind that car. You're actually using it for your family or fun. So it's activity.
From my notes, I would have called them SUVs, but
no, but that's okay. No, but that's the interesting thing. So where this word SUV comes from is where the utility vehicles used to be utility vehicles. These are actually activity vehicles technically. So we need to call them with the right context. It's actually right about that. So they're 55% sedan or 45%. So it's not a overly skewed number either way. I expect this balance to continue. I don't expect this to be overly disturbed, maybe a couple of percentage up and down depending on the models that we launch. That's what it will be. Okay. Similarly, on the electric vehicles, if you look at it, this year we're at 7% penetration, which is really good. I think that's a good number again, back to back. I expect that to grow again in future. And what are we doing about it? Like we said, there's a multifold of activities that we've been doing and adding activities since our launch of electric. First thing we started with was making sure that with every car that we sell, you get a complimentary, so free of charge, AC wall box charger of 22 kilowatt, which is installed at your place free of cost. Okay, that's one. So that you have this peace of mind that it's your own private charging network. I don't need to worry about. The second thing what we did was we made sure all our dealers across the country set up fast charging network. So these are DC charging network up to 50 kilowatt, right? So really strong. That means within a sip of coffee,
half an hour you're good to go.
You're good to go. Yeah. Absolutely good to go. You'll get to maybe from 20 to 70, 80% very quickly on that one, right? So that's the second part we have done. So we have got 51 fast DC charging network across the country already available. And these are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for anybody to use, not only our customer. Anybody can use it. Okay. The third stage now, what we have recently started, probably Q4 of last year we started with. So we started with setting up some destination chargers. Now these are again AC 20 kilowatt chargers. And what do I mean by destination charger is chargers in places like your resorts, hotels, picnic spots, golf clubs, business parks, malls, movie theaters, wherever you're going, we're putting on our cost, we're putting the chargers there for the customers to use, right?
And are these exclusive to BMW customers?
These are available to everyone.
Okay.
But of course, we're making it first for the BMW customer, but of course they're available to anyone, no doubt about it. Now, by end of this year, we'll be having 250 of these destination chargers across the country. So now you can see how the charging that. And the last piece, what we'll do is that, again, to make ease for customers, in our My BMW app, by end of this year, we'll have a function called e-routing. That means if you're going from one destination to the other, you can input that into the app. It'll tell you what are the charging spots available on your way and how and when we should stop to get a charger. That's important these days, right? And for that, we are onboarding information about all the chargers that are available across the country. So by end of this year, we'll have 1,000 charging points across the country on that app. So that will make it even easier for our customers. So our intention is there to provide products, solutions to our customers. I think that will evolve the EV network.
To the viewers watching here, to the people who are contemplating the other German brands, also what do you have to tell them?
Let's grow the market.
Thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I really hope that you found this useful. If you did, hit the like button. And if you have any questions, do put them in the comment section. Thank you very much.